Everyone, welcome to a late night or early morning, however you want to look at it, men's college basketball update. It's just turning into midnight on the East Coast, 12/12 Saturday. It is you're going to see this is going to change really, really fast if we refresh this. It's going to be up to almost midnight, and we're going to be talking about Saturday the 12th, and also we will talk about the results from the 11th. Hey, how did we do today? Algorithm did 13-5. Not bad. Not bad. If you move this over here so we can see this while we do some browsing. Pretty good results. How about our home teams today? A whopping 10-0. Oh, man. 9 of them covered the spread. Unbelievable. That is just astonishing. Were there any decent lines in there? North Dakota State at -172. Grand Canyon, yep, I mentioned them in the video. They crushed it. Way to go. A lot of these other teams hadn't played all that many games, but wow, just annihilating our home teams. The away team's not as good, 3-5, right? Not 4-4 on the spread, 3-5. So it's always about the home teams, it seems like. So great day. Unfortunately, Marquette does not cover against UCLA. That was a big troublemaker, but the big pick of the day, Iona crushed it and more than covered, won by 28. So Algorithm did a good job there. Let's break down the next day, the 12th. I'm going to be doing a bunch of other stuff, but I will go over it right now. And for those of you who want to subscribe, you can go to kenbraverman.com or kenbraverman.com, or you can follow the links below to subscribe to this for the month of December, because you're going to get some interesting picks. Let's do what we like to do. I enjoy doing this. This is a fun exercise, which is you just delete every single team that you don't want to bet on. That's all you do. Hide and get rid of all this over here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the algorithm. We're going to use a slicer. We're going to create a slicer here for the team of reference. And we are just going to remove the team of reference every single time. We're going to color the slicer up a little bit. Let's do a different color here. We'll work with green. Okay, and we're going to make it so that as we browse, which the other thing you do here is you go to slicer settings and hide all item labels. It does it automatically. That's good. So Texas Tech versus Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I'm going to make this as viewable as possible for you. Okay, so in this situation, there's a terrible spread here. There's a terrible line. This is an unbettable game. It thinks the game is unbettable and just a disaster. So Texas Tech is coming off this list. Arkansas, Central versus Central Arkansas, same problem. Just unbettable stuff. Just way the spreads are too big. I don't like to mess with it. Mississippi versus North Carolina, Wilmington, similar problem. Ridiculous line. Can't do anything about it. Mississippi coming off the list. Oregon versus, there's a million games, by the way, on this day. How many games do we have? Like 35, I think, 35 or 36 at least. Oregon and Washington. Here the spread's a little better. We favor Oregon. They're on the road, though. You don't want to take anybody on the road with a bad spread. That's trouble. Get out of there. Tulane versus Arkansas. Terrible spread. Terrible problem. Can't do anything with that game either. Tulane's coming off here. Cal Santa Barbara. Here we go. This is interesting. Here's a team we think is very good at Cal Santa Barbara, playing Loyola Marymount. We think that Cal Santa Barbara, very strong team at 57%. They have a marginal percentage that's greater 37%. That means that we're ranking Loyola Marymount as a 20% team when it comes to power. This is a great pick. You get them plus 1.5. They're away, so I guess you take them plus the 1.5. We're leaving them on there, but you could also take them to win because they are so heavily favored. Look at that. So that's a pick. Sacramento State versus Santa Clara. Here's another one. What's up with this? Both these teams have played 3 and 5 games respectively. I don't know what's going on here. Sacramento State, I'm leaving this up here, plus 6.5 points. That's a decent pick. Wow. Miami, Florida versus Gulf Coast, bad spread. Can't do anything with that. Let's get rid of Miami, Florida. Drexel versus LaSalle. Here we like Drexel at home. They have a big win percentage. This is a pretty good line. I'm going to leave this up here. You don't have to take a -3. You just take the -159. Drexel at home. That's a pretty good pick right there. I'm leaving that up there. North Carolina, terrible line. Can't do anything with that. IUP versus Tennessee State. Here we have them slightly favored at home, -134. That's a pretty good line. Their power strength is low, and there's no stats, 0 in one game. So there's not enough stats here to judge that game. So IUP is going to go off this list. South Dakota State versus South Dakota. Terrible line here. Can't do anything with that. So South Dakota State's going off. South Dakota State's going off. Clemson versus Alabama. Clemson's on the road, though. We do like them to win, and they're a very strong team, and they have a high margin of victory. So even though they're on the road on the money line, that's reasonable. I'm going to leave them on there. Tennessee versus Cincinnati, -7. -7. I mean, -330, it's a little too much. Vegas is properly, I think, handicapping the game. Arizona can't do anything with that with 16.5 points. Pepperdine, same problem against Cal State Northridge. Pepperdine's going off the list. What else we got going on here? Let's bring this up there. We have Wofford and South Florida. Here we have an underdog, a good team in Wofford, supposedly going to beat South Florida by a lot. And 22% favorite on the road. So Wofford +3 is staying on here. Memphis and Auburn at home, too many points. Reasonable team, but not a good pick. Memphis going off the list. Purdue and Indiana State, too much of a spread to deal with there. So Purdue's going to come off the list. Syracuse and Boston College, that's away. I don't think there's enough of a marginal percentage on the road to do anything with that, so Syracuse is going to come off the list. Toledo and Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, 12 points, that's too much to deal with. That's coming off the list. Louisiana Tech and Lafayette, if I have Lafayette classified appropriately here, this is away. Because they're away, can't mess with that because they're favorite away. I don't like doing anything with that. Louisiana Tech coming off the list. Georgia and Sanford, too much of a spread there. Georgia's coming off the list. Belmont and Lipscomb, away, too much of a spread. Don't like it. Belmont's coming off the list. Mississippi State, Dayton. Here's a team on the road at a 40% win strength, favored by 11% marginal win strength. And at home, goodness gracious, that's staying on this list. That seems, they're favored and they're at home. I like that. Illinois State and Ball State, away, +7. We like them +7. I'm going to leave that on the list. They both have 4 games played. I'm going to leave them on the list. Eastern Illinois and Western Illinois, can't do anything with that line. Eastern Illinois off the list. Oklahoma State, Wichita, away favored. Don't like that. Oklahoma State off the list. Texas A&M, Texas Christian, small marginal win percentage, away. Don't like it. Virginia Commonwealth versus Old Dominion. VCU favored at home. It's probably going to win, but the line's bad, so VCU is coming off the list. Florida at Florida State, away, +136, slightly favored. This is an interesting play at +3.5, but they are on the road, and Florida State's probably a good team, so I'm going to take it off the list, but it's a definite possible play. So Florida's coming off the list. St. Francis against Bonaventure, that's a crazy line. Too much going on there. So St. Francis, PA's coming off the list. Missouri and Illinois, slightly favored at home. And this is interesting. Missouri +2.5 at home against Illinois. Because they're slightly favored win strength and they're at home, I'm going to leave them on the list. Utah and BYU, away, away, away. All these 3 here, low percentage teams with low marginal percentages. I'm going to take them all off the list, although you could take Notre Dame +6.5 on Kentucky. But I'm going to take Utah, Detroit, and Notre Dame off the list. That's what we're going to do. They're just too far down there. 10 minutes into this video, I know, but we're getting somewhere. So what does that leave you with? It leaves you with picks in order. It says Cal Santa Barbara at -104, or really +1.5, but really -104 as well, because it really thinks they're going to win this game. So that's your pick of the day, is Cal Santa Barbara over Loyola Marymount. In terms of a round robin, you got 8 teams here. I mean, this could be a fun round robin. Is there anything that scares you in here? This Illinois State +7 over Ball State scares me because it's only 10%. They're away. So I would say that that's just not a strong pick. It really isn't. So let's get that out of there. The rest of them, these two are home and favored. So you take them plus the points. I love that. Wofford is away at South Florida, but is favored by 22% and is favored by points here. And I think you definitely take them +3. So you take all these +3. You take Clemson on the money line on the road here because they're such a strong team. You take Drexel on the money line at home because you don't want to take a -3, but they do have they should really beat LaSalle. Sacramento State, why is this all the way up here? They do have 3 of 5 games. Sacramento, I don't know why Santa Clara is getting cred here. They shouldn't be. So Sacramento +6.5 though, because the line is weird. Cal Santa Barbara to win. Win plus points. Win plus points. That's 7 on a round robin. It's probably going to do some serious damage tomorrow on Saturday. Today, whatever. It's already today, as you can see. So that's pretty cool. If you want to subscribe to this file and get these updates when I don't do videos and get access to the Google Sheet, which is a live sheet when I update this, because when I update this file, there's an update here of the current stats and player stats and stuff, and I don't do that before this video, so I do it before the morning. So sometimes things will change with what you see in the Google Sheet. So you should definitely consider subscribing. It's super cheap. It's like $20 for the month. And you're going to find some really interesting picks in here, and you're probably going to do pretty well. So good luck, everybody. May all of our picks be winning.